one guy on this list can take this receiving core with his performance from good to great to otherworldly. What's up? It's your boy Cintron. Come back to another analysis video, and I kid you not, that's my real name. And today, we're looking at the Eagles wide receivers. So we got great play from this bunch in the 2022 season. And it starts with our headliners, and we're going to look at who's going to stay and who's going to go, and or maybe who's going to come. No pun intended. So let's start with our bona fide, legendary receiver that we got from the Titans. Appreciate you. Thank you. One, A.J. Brown. He came in and played lights out from season start to season finish, and had, a few performances in the playoffs, those first two rounds divisional in the NFC where he didn't get looked at, but he still was pivotal in drawing coverage. But 88 catches, 1,496 yards, 11 TDs. We'll take that. I think it was number 4 in the league. Hey, easy case. Stay. He changed the dynamic of this receiving core. Our previous number 1 was Devonta Smith, and he didn't play bad at all for rookie. 900 plus yards to lead that receiving squad. But him playing second fiddle to AJ and being really a 1B, because he wasn't really like a number 2 with the numbers he had, but we'll get to him in a second. But man, having a big, steady burner of a receiver, okay, he runs a 4.4. But at his size, just changed the dynamic of teams defending the Eagles. He's great at catching these short slants and turning them into more times than not, turning them into a first down, and just a load to bring down. But yeah, his consistency over the year, especially when we intentionally made it a point to air the ball out. Man, just that him and Hurts, that combination, and this was just their first season playing together, deadly. So we're looking for more of the same, even if the numbers come down some. He's going to be the guy that we look to in the receiving core to get those explosive plays, to move the chains, to score when we get at or near the red zone. Man, what a fortuitous bounce of the ball. Just getting him for a first and a third, and he actually got the Titans GM fired. So, a lot of funny business going on there, and he wants to play for Philadelphia for years to come, especially with his running mate, who we'll get to right now, Devonta Smith, the 10th overall pick in the draft 2 years ago. What a fortuitous find. We've been struggling to have a decent receiving core, and we've always had one solid guy, and then some also rans, and some maybe number 2 or number 3 guys miscast in their roles as number 1s, number 2s, and some guys. You see, look at the track record of guys when they left the Philadelphia Eagles, how they went on to play, versus them being, pigeonholed here as a starter. James Thrash, Reggie Brown, Todd Pinkston, Freddie Mitchell, and the list goes on and on and on. Like, those guys were, just some of them didn't even play in the league when they left. A recent example of this, JJ Arcega-Whiteside got cut by the Seattle Seahawks. Couldn't hack it. Mac Hollins, rookie year, he ran a Super Bowl with us, but he's a serviceable wide receiver. He's stepped into his own as a Las Vegas Raider, in some way, shape, or fashion. 60 600 yards, I think 50 or 60 receptions, but still not a groundbreaker. Has some tools, but just more like a journeyman. But Devonta Smith, a bona fide wide receiver. The big knock on him was his size. And if he didn't put that to bed, that worry to bed in his first season, man, the second season just lights out. I specifically remember that during the Dallas game, him getting sandwiched between like the Duran Bland and another defender, smash, getting squished, and him shaking it off, and bam, on to the next play. Made some tough receptions this year. A route running maven, the Slim Reaper is his nickname, and man, he takes people's souls out there. And high pointing the ball coming out in that Redskins game. I think that was the second game of the year. Him just elevating, and then catching that ball and getting the wind knocked out of him. He came down from so high, maybe like elevated 6, 7, 8 feet in the air, and then the following play, I think he got the touchdown reception, elevated again, got 2 feet down. His ability to have toe drag swag, as Nate Burleson would say, on that sidelines, like he's at 2 in the playoffs, one in the Super Bowl that should have been a catch, and one that wasn't a catch, but he smartly got them to huddle up with his motion here, and got them to snap the ball before the challenge could be issued, or before they could suspect anything was wrong. But man, just him as a number 2 receiver, what a knockout, man! And he's only going to continue to get better. This is only his second season, further entrenching himself in knowledge of that offense and how we run, and how Jalen Hurts likes to throw the ball and get to him on certain routes, hot routes specifically. Probably going to focus on that more in the offseason, and playing off of A.J. Brown. And man, his best football may be yet to come. I think it's yet to come. He's still sort of getting his footing. He started the season slow, and man, he went off. So I mean, what a solid duo to have. But here's where we come into he's an easy stay. We come to a turning point. This guy could literally make or break the Eagles receiving corps, and he stays because he's still under contract. Quez Watkins, the Southern Mississippi receiver, 6th-round pick, 4.3 speed. I think he ran a 4.35. I mean, he's a certified burner there, but he's got to work on his consistency. He's got to work on his hands. He is not a hands catcher, so I'm going to need him to hit the fucking jugs machine in the offseason, get those hands up to par. I remember, I keep saying this in videos, but Shannon Sharp pointed this out to me. He's not a natural hands catcher. He catches with his body. He slows down to bring the ball, let the ball fall into his breadbasket to secure it. For whatever reason, he doesn't feel confident in the ability to purely catch with these 10 digits and those mitts, and that affects the quality of ball he can catch, the method he can use, using his speed purely to run under the ball, technique. And not just that, but the way he runs routes as well. He didn't run crisp routes this year, and it cost us, like, I want to say 3 to 5 picks that he was directly responsible for. Not as well as fumbling the ball in the Washington game that we lost. Our only loss in the regular season with Jalen as the starter. It just frustrating, especially as you watch the season go along. And we came out and we found out that, I think in the Titans game, he suffered a sprained shoulder that we didn't even know about. But it's still no excuse. You got to go out there and get the job done. You suit up. You shoulder responsibility, no pun intended, for just doing your job, man. Taking care of business. When you step out there on the field, no excuses. And yeah, he was shifting from roles. After the trade, he got bumped from the starting lineup to the third receiving option, and more like the fourth, the fifth option in that offense. Dallas Goedert taking priority over him. But when Dallas went out, he was hurt with that shoulder injury. He had a chance to shine, and he came up short. He did the opposite. He shrunk in that offense. His best game in the Colts game, and still even then, there's some room for improvement. But all that to be said, that Quez caught 43 balls, 600 yards, and 2 TDs in 2021. Chiefly that 49ers game, that 91-yard reception, he couldn't punch it in. From Jalen Hurts, that bomb that he got, and he just toasted that 49ers defense. Where's that Quez? We need that Quez to show up to games on Sundays and Mondays and Fridays or Thursdays, whatever. Man, what a difference a year makes. And we're not going to give up on him because, that kind of speed with, he's a decent receiver. With that kind of potential doesn't come around every day. And he's still under his rookie contract, so he's a great find. He's outplayed his draft status. He's out, he's given us more production than warranted given his 6th-round pick status. All that being said, still expectations are high for him, and maybe from him for himself. Like, if he can go into the season and get used to playing in the slot, get used to not having his number called as much, but just be ready to play. Because that's hard coming off the bench when you're not giving constant snaps. Man, what a difference can an off season can make. And let's just say, I would love for us to draft Jalen Hyatt. Think about that. AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hyatt, and then Quez Watkins for a year. Whew, man. You couldn't tell us nothing. That offense would be fucking deadly, otherworldly. So there's a lot of potential to be had there, and I don't know if we even address it or bring in somebody to compete with him, because we're gonna get to the next guy. This could also, have an impact. So Quez stays, but Zach Pascal didn't really have stats this year. 150 catches, 150. Ooh, that'd be a lot. 150 yards, 15 catches, 10-yard average, and just 1 TD. He was doing more of the grunt work, the lackluster job of blocking in this offense, and it paid off when we did throw the ball because people weren't expecting it. He's not a really explosive guy. Does have some good size at 6'3", but just purely a mostly blocking receiver. He does the dirty work. He handles the dirty jobs that America doesn't like in this offense, and that's a role he plays. He fills. I don't know if he'll be okay with that, content. I'd say he probably leaves just to get more chances at wide receiver as far as catching the ball. But who knows? This market might be soft, or he might feel that he wants to another crack at playing in the postseason, because most likely we'll be in a good position to play for important games, play in important games, and play for important games. But not really a make or break position. I think we can fill this position more easily than the Quez role. But that being said, he still was very valuable for us this year, and I liked him over Quez at times because Quez just wasn't consistent. So. And then our last spot here, Britton Covey, our return specialist. He, returned kickoffs as well until, partly through the year. Then Boston Scott took over that role, which, did nicely in. And then, he purely focused on punt returns. He started off very slow and fumbled the ball away early in the year. I don't know if he lost it, but he did fumble and just looked unsteady back there. But, he got his footing under him, and then he really started, to show some consistency. He popped off in a couple games, and he did well in the Super Bowl as well, given the limited chances he got back there. But all that being said, this is an easily improved upon position. I believe that we should really focus on a guy. Ideally, a wide receiver or a running back that could dually handle this role. And just someone more explosive. Just no shade on the kid, but he's nothing special back there. All these people, all these guys, given the offseason, this is me going into Britton Covey's second year. he could improve, but I just would like to bring in someone who's more explosive, has more measurables, and did this thing in college with a huge reputation and statistics to show for it and back that up. Like, for example, or free agency, Keyshawn Nixon, a backup slot corner for the Green Bay Packers who, exploded on us last year particularly. I think 52 yards or 33 yards and like another 40 to 50 yarder returns. So I'm like, damn, I want this guy on my squad. But, I think he stays for now, because he's still on the rookie contract. And like I said, that savings. We can eat everywhere we can cut corners and save money. We need to. But like I said, could easily bring in another guy. But hey, I want someone explosive, preferably for that number 3 role. But that's where we're in the video. No extra news today, so we'll get up out of here. You're not even seeing the light in the tunnel, whatever. But anyways, fly Eagles fly. Hope you like them lights, and let's motherfucking go.
Like, comment, share, subscribe if you
Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.